about today's book launch, hi, is that it's so close to home. Hi. No, and I've never been to Tidal Waves before, so I'm happy to have come here for such a special occasion because Sukanya and I go back a long, long way. Congratulations. Yeah, I did my first ever Filmfare interview with Sukanya. So we share first. And I think, you know, what I always enjoyed about my interviews with Sukanya is that she made the introduction so fantastic and it's like a book. I always read it and I said, really, did I look like this or did I, you know, did I talk like this? Because she always made me feel like a goddess in all of those introductions. So I don't know if I've ever said it to you before, but thank you.
She's exaggerating. She always made great copy and we always had great fun in the interviews. She's just being nice.
Okay, you know, I've been reading the book Dark Things. I'm extremely fascinated. I've read about 200 pages out of 343, am I right on that? And it was unputdownable. It's not just because, I would have done this launch anyway because of, you know, the equations Sukanya and I share, but, and because of the fact that I've always enjoyed reading her interviews, mostly of mine, sometimes of others also. But, so I would have done this anyway, but I loved reading the book, so I'm happy I've enjoyed reading the book, I'm enjoying reading it. At some point I felt like, you know,
down.
At some point I felt like, do I really have to go to the launch today? Can't I just finish the book? I want to know what happens next. So, no, don't worry, I'm going back and forth. Are you sure? I'm really okay. Yeah. I'm a steady character otherwise. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. You know, firstly, both of us hail from Kerala. So the first thought that crossed my mind when I read, is there anyone here who's read the book? Yes. Yeah? Yes. Quite a few. Okay. So you guys know that it's about a Yakshi. And where we come from in Kerala, even though I was born and brought up here, we've heard of, you know, Yakshi stories, people getting possessed by Yakshi. So I really wanted to know if that was the inspiration behind you writing a Yakshi story, or why did you decide to write a Yakshi story?
So I've always been obsessed with Yakshis, and in the school I studied, there was this frangipani tree. Frangipani is champa tree, and the Aya used to tell us, don't go near that because it's possessed by Yakshi, and if you go near it, she's going to eat you up. And it was, and champas are beautiful flowers, and I've always loved them. And then my grandfather and my grandmother would tell me stories about Yakshi. And there's a great Malayalam folklore epic called the Aidihya Mala, which has a lot of Yakshi stories. Having said that, I think the Yakshi in my book, although she has her roots in the stories that I heard as a child, I think that she's kind of different. I mean, I've just put a spin on her. And yeah, I hope
I'm sure she will. I found her extremely intriguing, but what really excited me was the fact that your central, your primary or your antagonist is really female, and that you see very rarely in fantasies. You know, whether even in the films that we've seen, invariably the villain ends up being male. I love that the villain here is female.
I'm glad you like her. Hera was my favorite character to write actually. I think I'm really obsessed with fairy tales, and fairy tales have evil queens, and you know, like the Snow Queen, and then there's the Queen in Snow White, and so I thought it having, I mean, I didn't even think about it actually. It never occurred to me that I would specifically think about the gender of my antagonist. I just started writing and it turned out to be an evil goddess, and there you are. I don't think the gender, you know what, I didn't really think about the fact that, oh my god, I'm writing about a
So
woman.
it has nothing to do with the fact that you're a woman and you see, you understand the dark side of
That too. I mean, as you progress, yes. Thank you. As you progress, yes. But while she was being thought of in my head, no, I didn't think, oh my god, let me write female villain. It wasn't one of those. I think it happened very seamlessly.
But where do you come up with things like, Forest of Fireflies? I've never heard of anything like that. It was just,
In my head.
yeah, and I began to visualize it, and it's just amazing.
I think when you're used to living in an alternate universe, I think all writers live in an alternate universe. I think all the writers here will agree with me.
I think in Bombay, everyone lives in an alternate universe.
This is also true. This is also true.
Let me get that correct. In Mumbai,
In Mumbai.
everyone lives in an alternate universe. I have to get out also.
And probably the one day you reach home only you wonder if you crawl through a wormhole and got there into an alternate universe. This is true. I think writers constantly inhabit alternate universes. In alternate universes, you have things like Forest of Fireflies and Atala and Akasha, and you have all these things, and it's not unusual.
But you're obviously very, very influenced by mythology. Because I can see that not just Indian mythology, but also there are influences from Greek. Am I right when I say that?
Yeah, world mythology.
I've never sounded this serious. Now you know I've read the book.
Yes, now I
Kira.
Now I do. World mythology, I think. My antagonist's name is Hera, which is a very Greek goddess name. And there are creatures through and all through the book which come from all kinds of mythology. And I actually, just like we say in cinema that let's not say regional and national and Tamil and Malayalam and Hindi and Bhojpuri or whatever. I believe that mythology is universal. So again, I didn't actually think that I was taking from a particular mythology, like Indian or Greek. I just took from mythology. I was just inspired by the particular mythology.
You're a writer. Why are you glamorously dressed?
I thought about it. I thought I should come like a really, unemployed author so that all of you would actually buy the book. But I have friends who are stylists. I don't know if they are here yet. They would beat me up. So I didn't want to take that chance.
No, I'm just kidding. There's absolutely no disrespect meant to writers. I'm just having fun. Your book has also very interesting names that one hasn't really come across before. Like, I don't know how to pronounce this, but is it Dwy or Dwy?
If you like the D, then Dwy. If you want to be a little American, then Dwy. Otherwise, Dwy is fine.
Dwy has anything to do with Vija or with...
Well, there is a line in the book where Ardra asks Dwy, is his name Indian? And he says yes. And he says it's short for something. And we never really learn in the book what it's short for. I don't think I'm going to reveal it though. Let's see if anybody can come up with it after they've read the book, if they can figure out which name it's short for.
So, when are we doing that second session?
Whenever you're free. Priyanka
come
dates
directly after reading the book.
Where's Priyanka and Aditi? Dates.
Okay, we talked about the names. There's something else I was itching to ask you, and suddenly I've drawn a blank.
That's fine. I want to. Yeah, no, go on.
I wanted to ask you whether this has been your favorite genre, whether this is all you've read since a child. Of course, you've heard stories and all that you said, but it's because what really struck me was that I'm not too much of a reader. While everyone thinks I give this intellectual vibe, I wear saris with manuscripts, so people think कि मैं पढ़ती रहती हूँ, 1 minute के लिए भी नहीं छोड़ती. But that's not true. But from the little that I've read, I don't think I've come across an Indian book which contemporizes mythology so fantastically. There are other books in recent times which have contemporized mythology, but yours is of course a different take on it, and it's So,
Mine is probably more fantasy than mythology. It's probably fantasy with its roots in mythology, and I've taken a lot of liberties, and I've created my own mythology. So,
like, okay, sorry.
yes.
I wanted to ask you, there was that bit about the sun and the moon falling in.
Yes.
Can I say
Yeah, sure.
there's a bit about the sun and the moon falling in love, and the Gandharvas,
Yeah, this the children of the sun and the
Is
moon.
that
Yes.
true or
No, that's my own mythology. Because in original.
I just want to know who's the sun and who's the moon.
Oh, no, again, secrets. I think in our original Hindu mythology, Urmi is here. Urmi would, yes, there she is. Urmi is expert on mythology. I think in the original they originated from the Samudra Manthan, the Apsaras and the Gandharvas, but of course, I have done my own thing. I'm glad you like it.
I do, and is there anything you want to ask me? I'm not used to this, I get asked questions.
She has.
Oh, really?
Your favorite character in the book? Yes, that's the one.
I must say that I like both of them equally, but I want her to end up with Dara.
Okay, that is spoiler arena. Next question, please. That is spoiler. No, it's okay. You haven't reached the end of the book, so that's fine.
Okay, but and I really like the crone.
Yeah.
Again, Manthara, Shakuni. It's so entrenched in our mythology that I thought that's where it came from.
I also think that good rarely needs a catalyst, but evil does. I
So
think,
that we can blame it on someone else.
Yes, you always want to blame it on somebody. Evil always needs. In any of our books and epics, evil always needs a catalyst. So yeah, that's how the crone happened.
मतलब नहीं मैं टेंशन में
Does anyone else have any
मेरा
questions?
170 था इसके लिए निकाल दिया
Oh, Jitesh Pillai. Correct.
ये मेरा नहीं दूसरे का क्वेश्चन आंसर वाला क्वेश्चन आंसर क्या मतलब
Hello. Is there a real life fantasy? Have you read other fantasy authors who you're really, really inspired by?
Yes, of course. I think as my favorite author Neil Gaiman would say, you first sound like the authors you love before you start to sound original and before you start to sound like yourself. So yeah, of course, Neil Gaiman and Ursula Le Guin and Enid Blyton. I think we underrate Enid Blyton's fantasy, in the fantasy genre, The Wishing Chair and The Faraway Tree, and she's written some amazing books. So yeah, of course, I've read so much, and that's all I read. I read all the books that are available on Amazon Kindle, which come free, which probably 2 people have read, and just because they get free. I read anything that is fantasy.
So there's a launch offer today. This book is going to be available free right outside. Everyone will read it.
Talk to Amnesia after this.
So why dark things? I know, but
So, when I started writing the book, I realized there were a lot of dark things in the book, and it was supposed to be a working title. And I honestly thought the good folks at Hachette would want to change it, marketing and all that, but they loved it. So we kept dark things, and it stayed dark things. It works for the hashtag. Yeah.
I've actually read your first book, and I thought that was very. There were parts of it that were very sexual, but it was, a sweet love story. And
Yeah.
this is a complete contrast.
Yeah.
So, I also feel at this point in my career, I feel I'm ready to explore the dark side of characters, of people.
Yeah.
So, does it have to really do with, yeah?
I think Jitesh always says, even when I used to hand in an interview like yours, which would be all joy and sweetness and light, he would be like, "You're such a dark writer." And I'd be like, "Why do you keep saying I'm a dark writer?" But for some reason he thinks I'm a very dark writer and I'm drawn to dark things. So I'm not surprised that I'm drawn to dark things in that sense. Also, I think if you are a fantasy reader and you are a fan of, say, Neil Gaiman, dark things come very naturally to you.
You're
in
obviously
your
not
writing.
drawn to me, right?
Your sweetness and light, it's okay. I love you, but I'm not drawn to you.
Thank you.
Thank God.
Thank God. I've really asked you all that I wanted to ask you. If there's
So Kanya, you're also into movies, right?
I hope so.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Any ideas about taking this book into the movie land? I
Uh,
think she should.
Who would you play?
she'd be a great Hera.
I'd love to be Hera.
I know deep down she wants to get into the crone disguise and actually play her because that's
Maybe
Vidya.
I can do both.
Yeah, maybe you can do both. No, all the
No, but
cross-fitting
genuinely,
there.
even I thought of Hera. I think it's
She'd make a great Hera.
such a fascinating character. I know I'm saying that about every character actually now, but I love Hera. I love her darkness.
And with the dance.
The black pearl eyes, yes. But to answer Ruchika's question, yeah, sure.
Or the jewel blue eyes.
The jewel blue eyes is Dara.
Yeah, but who?
That's who would play him?
Yeah.
I don't know. You tell me.
Color of the eyes, it would have to be Hrithik Roshan.
Yeah, why not? I think would actually make a great Dara. Okay.
Yeah,
So
he's
yeah.
just he's waiting right outside. No, but I do think you should, you should make this into a film.
Yeah, so now she said it, maybe it'll happen, who knows? Because every writer, I mean, we do have a visual idea of what their book will look like. मुंह में घी शक्कर.
I have a question.
Yes, go for it.
Well, it's part request, part question. Can you guys read out the sun, moon, and stars thing sounded fabulous. Can you read from that, if possible? And I have a question for Sukanya as well. Writers are very possessive about the things they write.
Writes are really important, edits are really important. And now I will stop talking because she is going to read. Give her.
हाँ खड़े हुए ये खड़े को मान लो पहले.
In the days when Prithvi was still young and Akasha already a few million years old, there was no sky separating the two. Just water, the color of smoke. Just water, the color of smoke and twilight. Water that flowed from earth to sky and back. The stars floated in the ocean, shimmery sea creatures of light and ice. Then the old gods created the sun and the moon, and they created the sky, colorless and vast, so they could live in it. And the ocean was sent to earth, but leaving a part of it still in Akasha, now known as the old sea. But the stars fell in love with the sky and wanted to stay there. So for many eons, the sun, moon, and the stars lived in the sky, not knowing day, night, or slight twilight. The sun and the moon fell in love, and their ardor created sky storms all around. Their passion was so strong that sparks flew, bright as the sun, ethereal as the moon. These were the Gandharvas, children of the skies, born of passion.
Can she do my audiobook, please?
I don't have any stories to tell except the ones that others write. And if it's compelling enough, then I'm happy to tell them. But no, really, I have no imagination, I think, and discipline is definitely not there. So that's out of the question. Very intelligent questions. This doesn't happen. So I hope Sukanya's friends are happy or bit crying.
No, Vidya, we just love you.
Which was your darkest moment when you were writing?
Very quickly and briefly, so people are not for the book. It's a bit. So from where I'm standing, so Jason actually sent me a 12-page, 4,000-word review, like a feedback, which made the book what it is today.
Sukanya did her first interview with me when she joined Filmfare, and I did my first ever Filmfare interview with Sukanya. So we go back 10 years, and I've always enjoyed reading her interviews. I even read her first film, and there's no place. Come this side. And then she called me one day and she said, my second book is ready. We actually met somewhere at the, I think, Marathi Film Fair. And she said, my second book is ready. I said, wow. And she said, will you launch it? I said, yeah. And then she sent me the copy much later and I started reading it. I'm actually in the process of reading it now and I'm absolutely enjoying it. I haven't read too much of the fantasy fiction genre in by any contemporary Indian writer. So that could just mean that I haven't read too much, but I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying dark things. I read only fiction, but really depends on my mood.
Vidya, you said that at this stage of the career you would like to explore the dark side. If you could elaborate on that, what does that mean and what dark side, what kind of dark side?
I think, there is the dark side in each of us, and at some point you that however well you think of yourself, the dark coexists with the light. So just interesting characters, women who are very real, therefore given their weaknesses, their limitations, their, I don't know, any sort of, I don't want to name any character at the moment, but yeah, I'm just ready to explore the dark side.
If I could ask you to list 3 dark things from Bollywood, what would those be? Look center, please.
The 3 dark things from Bollywood, studios after shoot. Let's see what else. Parties that only start after midnight. And the third thing is the insecurity that all of us feel from time to time.
Oh, it happens for real?
Of course, it's human. Everyone feels insecure. And then, I think in this industry, because everything gets written about, I think, your every emotion gets magnified. Of
Last
course, yes.
question, please. Yeah? Last. Done?
Yeah, done.
Thank you.